welcome to episode 6. Can't believe it's been going 6 weeks now. It's been a long week. Things for tonight will be... I'll be discussing what happened over the weekend. We were at the Nerf event. I've got a couple of jobs to do, fixing some ships that have been broken or damaged. Need to sort them out rather than re-drilling and put new pegs in. We're going to go for some quick magnetisation. Hopefully. Yeah, there we go. With that, we've also got I've got the FD 1.4 laser cannon for Legion. I'm going to quickly do a couple of bits on that. That's the cannon. Oh, that's the crew for it. That's the cannon. And that's it. I'm going to show some quick magnetisation on these to fit them to these broken bits. Not sure why, but the stream looks horrific and keeps locking up. Let me just check this on another. Apologies for this, we've just rebooted the computer and I can't really see what it's... It doesn't look too bad. Yay. We'll keep going at that. I need to do some fine tuning and testing because it looks a lot better quality on my screen here than it is coming through to you guys. So, I'm not going to do it yet, but we've got some giveaways. Can't show you. So, let's have a look. Do we do some little fellas first? Yeah. I'm going to go with quickly painting these using my stick, double-sided tape, stuck on. And then quickly airbrush the white. I've got the big screen. So these fellas are just glued together, sprayed white. And they then go into various places. He's going to go to the left side, looking down at whatever they're about to shoot at. And he plugs into the back, looking through the binoculars or the rangefinder itself. I'll get some of the basing done because this has been done already. This was sprayed all black. Dry brush of Necron compound. And after the Necron compound, went over dry brush again with the Dawnstone to make it look like it's got grey paint and the silver coming through. After this, I'll probably put some of the blizzard over it. So first off, it'll be the Astrogranite, and then some of that. I'll put some of that actually over the laser cannon itself. Right. I'll just... Yeah, I can share it now. Give us a second. There we go. So posting that on my wall, a couple of the channels. I need a secretary to be doing this while I'm painting stuff. Paste, post. It's not posting. Everything goes slow today. Yeah, I'll drop it onto the ready room as well, because I know Mark will end up watching it. And what? Oh god, I can't remember the name of the last one. Rebellion. Yeah, there we go. That should be enough for you, lot. So, first off, right. So that's basically done. I'm going to do a boring bit while there's not many people around. I'm going to do the Astro Granite. This is the GW texture paint. It's by request of the person wanting this done, so we use bits and pieces of everything. GW products, Vallejo products. I prefer the Vallejo products. Hello, Kay. Got it right this time. It was good to see you at Nerf, mate. Really good weekend. Excuse me while I look for something to get there. There it is. So. I'm going to use a sleeve. And because I'm going to be using quite a lot, I'm just going to scoop it straight on for the first bit. So this has already been primed in black, which gives it enough for the paint to stick to. Oh, sorry, the basing compound to stick to. So I'm get it right up to the edge. You don't have to be super neat with this because it's mud at the end of the day. It's not going to be super neat. And spread it about a bit. Once it's all starting to go down the level, I'll add some random texture to it once it's all down and I've got the majority of it on, and also put the lines back in. Right, there's enough there to and there we go. It's more than enough. Quick slodges. I'll tell you what, I need that taking. Put some glasses on so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right, the GW tool, so I can actually manipulate it under edges and under the cable, and then extend it round. There we go. Picking some of it up. Sorry, and then putting it into there. There's definitely plenty down on this. Could take quite a while to go off. Probably won't see the finished product of this today. And I'm not using a hairdryer no matter what Jack says. Wow. Hi Lebo. I don't know which one of it is from the ready room, but I'm gonna go with Will. Or Mark, could be either. Hi Jack. Yeah, I'm not going to use the hairdryer, Jack. I know you're disappointed in me, but I'm not having much luck with that thing lately. It melts things. Let's have a bit of... Alright. Now we've got it some... Oh, there's a bit over there that needs a bit more added. Right, somewhere near. Bit of a wet wipe. Get rid of it. Clean my tools. Yeah, I should be here for a while, mate. Normally try to do it for a couple of hours. So catch you when you come back. Right, look for an old brush. Don't want to ruin a good one. There we go. Just cheap pound shop brush. And now just it will pick up some as you go along. It clumps it, but it starts to give random splodges. Rather than it look like it's been scraped on, you can. Right, so if this fella's going to be here, this is going to be a well-worn path. So try and put like a deposit around the front. There we go. And then a man-made line if possible, so it looks like the people have walked up and down here. And hopefully that will show up when it dries, a bit flatter than the rest. And I think with the thickness that I put that on, come back in about a week. Cool. If he's got to start somewhere, mate. If it means wiping it on your screen, then at least it's a well, I was going to say not over anything important, but yeah. Right, give that clean and throw it in the scrap box again. So the next little fellas, I don't know if we can see what we're aiming for. And we'll have a quick in-screen view, see if this works. Technology and so that picture's what we're aiming for. And I know that I went very quiet at that point. I've just realised there isn't a mic set up on that setting. But that's what we're aiming for. The FFG ones are the very clean and clinical. I prefer to look... yeah, Lebo, I've just realised. I didn't see the mic levels going up. I could show you, Jack, but it's at the moment I've got part of the light separated from here because the glare makes my bald head look bad. So at the moment under here, it's got a full LED panel light suspended above my work area. And at the moment I've got a big cloth. I do actually could do with some way of doing a movie around cam, but that might take a lot of work. But I'll have a look at that for next week because I know I've just got a handy cam. I'll get that connected and see how that goes. Right, so to get the colour, I'm actually going to try something while if I add something to the scene. Hey, this is me getting all kinds of technical and probably delete everyone. So we'll call them snow. Create a new one. Browse. Desktop. It's vanished. Okay. Yeah, that's a tad big. There we go. Hey, look, I can do this technical stuff too. So that's the look that we're going for. Yeah. And so, as I was saying, on this one, I'll go to the close-up and we lose the picture of it. Technical mastery. There we go. Yeah, Carl's not interested, Libo. He told us at the weekend. So, the cream from the boots and the bits and pieces. The quick way I do it is Screaming Skull, layer paint, Citadel. And my number one and my expensive paint palette. Some fresh water. Clean my brush. And so right up to the legs. Again, these are very much like my Scout Troopers that I do. They're sprayed white to start with. I'll do a dry brush. And that's badly. It would be too much effort for Carl to set anyone up, Lee. It means him doing something. So quickly go over in the Screaming Skull. So I have the legs. I'll let the legs on him go dry. What I'm going to do quickly is something I've just noticed. I don't have anything to deal with it. Oh, there we go. So when I rush this evening to get them done, I've left a mould line on. What? It's not that bad. There you go. I hate working on rebels. Always the rebels have got to be a problem. Over the nice cream paint that I've just painted. So there you go. Get rid of most of it, and I'll do the cream again in a second. So, going to this one. So, while I'm painting the boring bits, Nerf this weekend. I had the honour of being one of the judges for Carl. A great event. 130-ish people, with a lot more in support. There was people turning up just for the auction and just for the raffle. I know there was over 2,000 raffle tickets sold. The auction did really well, which I helped run, even though my voice packed in through halfway. Some really nice stuff in the auction. Really nice stuff. And there was some templates, some signed, autographed Princess Leia memorabilia, some Imperial blueprints that some went to Dale. They were absolutely fantastic. And we're still waiting to get the total from Carl, I think, but we had a really good turnout, really good weekend. I was there from Friday. There was side events on the Sunday, and there was the swag was unbelievable. There was people struggling to carry it out in their arms. There was stuff from all of the new wave kits, so people were getting stuff from that this weekend. Dan Seln came away winning it from Element. Got a really nice belt for the privilege and some more swag. We had a good showing by one of our teas lot, the non-meta Mr. Christian. I say non-meta, he seems to be picking the meta before it comes, and he says it's purely by accident, and he's not a try-hard. Yeah. I went down with T Squadron, so we had quite a good showing for the guys. There was myself, Steve Christian, Chris D, Dolan, Ken, Snowy, Ash, wow, Martin, David, probably forgetting someone, but there was about 7 or 8 of us that went down to this, including Mr. Snowy, who only had 1 or 2 games, including the ones there. So I think his first game was round 1 of 2.0, and I'm hoping he thoroughly loved it. Wait, I'm gonna have to get some white primer and go over the primer bits again where I've scratched the white off. Running the primer into it again. It's where I've scratched the right. I'm going to leave the arms and the headpiece because I'm going to do the white first. Retrospectively thinking about it, I need to do the wash and the white, so I'll let them dry for now. To one side, and just to show you, that's still very wet and drying. I'm going to leave that till morning. I don't want to ruin it. So, one of the things we mentioned, well, I mentioned at the weekend to a couple of people, was what do you do when that happens? Missing the peg. There's a couple of options. You can re-drill it and try and shove a new peg back in, or what we're going to attempt today, says looking around for his drills, is quickly magnetising them. So normally drill that out, but since it's, oh look at that, that's what you get for not using a proper paint palette. Clean up as you go along. So what we're going to do is we're going to take one of the magnets, fix it onto there, so it then fixes onto there. I'll show you how to make one of these as well. So these are a 7x4 neodymium magnet, countersunk, and 2mm hole, and a pair of cutters, and carefully cut that section out. Just to I want this fitting in just under there. So carefully cut away a bit that. I have next to me Mr. Dremel. This might get loud. So what I'm going to do is cut away a little bit. Don't know if you can see the bit in there. It's like a mini burr tool. It was just in the kit that comes with the Dremel. And it's good for cleaning away and roughing stuff up, like the magnet that I'll do in a second. So a quick blast with this. So when I was explaining this to someone on Sunday, they were like, "Oh, I haven't got the nerve to do stuff like that." Well, at this point, if you've snapped it, at this point, if you've snapped it, you're buying a new model anyway, so you might as well give it a go while you've got a broken one. Best glue on the market, Gorilla Super Glue. And it comes with this weird thing called a brush. So it's really easy to apply. I'm not going to apply it yet. What I'm going to do is, so when you get the magnets, as you can see on there, it's nice, shiny and smooth. So the super glue's got nothing to bite into. Using the right Dremel bit. Quickly rough it up. Actually took some of the surface off the magnet. Cool. So we've got a roughed up magnet, we've got a roughed up bit of plastic and some super glue. So put a good bit of super glue where the magnet's going. So you've got the super glue sat over there, then just push the magnet onto the model. So it looks a bit like that. That's done. It's in the middle. And now, before even putting it onto a base or anything like that, I'd leave it for a couple of hours. If you haven't got a couple of hours, I can't recommend this enough. Accelerator Instaset. So it's a pump squirt bottle, and that now is set. And there we have it. Saved T65 X-Wing. A couple of bits of. Now you can paint that to match the ship. You can leave it just as it is. To be honest, that's the way I do them. I know other people do them other ways. I'll show you with one of the TIE fighters how I do the ties. It's exactly the same again, same magnet. I'll show you one of these now while I've got one. So take the peg, and snip the peg off, and using an M3, I'm going to use a black one. M3 dome nut, push it on, and then I just have a mini box spanner and just screw it on the shaft. So it's not going anywhere because it's gone all the way down. What I also do is I'll glue this one together so you've got a solid one, a single piece one, just to give it a bit of strength. In fact, I'll remember to do that now. Just right on the end. And that goes into there, and that goes into there. What I would also do is give them a spraying over with black. Oh, I wish I was drinking. I still can't drink. Still, yeah, still too much. So, we have a broken tie. First off, just try and get it so it's somewhere near flat on the bottom. Then need a bit of a pilot hole. So yeah, quick pilot hole with a pin vise, so you're not putting too much pressure onto it. Bet Jack comes back just in time for me to snap the wings off again. Ooh, you can feel it go past the peg that's snapped in there, or that's left of what was snapped in there. And then I have a hex drill setup with just a small Ryobi Tech 4. I'll show it on the big camera. It's a screwdriver with a light on it. I also have a full set of hex, very sharp hex drills. So, very carefully, you drill into the base, very, very carefully. If this bites, everyone will have seen from my Vader incident, it bites, it spins the TIE fighter around and normally sends the wings flying left, right and centre. Yes, Jack, I'm watching the wings. I know you're sat there just waiting for me to mess it up. So now go to the 5mm just to open it up a little bit. Oh, it bit Jack. This is the bit a lot of people worry about, and rightly so. It's not something to be taken lightly. If anyone's got any suggestions of how to stop the thing spinning, I don't know, Rasta's just going to tell me not to drill them and just leave them out, but so as you can see, that's the 5mm hole, quite deep in. that's still 2mm too thin. So take the 5, put it away, and then go to the 7mm. And 1/7mm. Yeah, even with the pliers, as soon as it bites, it still spins it in the pliers and snaps. I try to have it set so when it does spin, I can let go. So let's go. There we go. So it's getting bigger and bigger. Ooh, and it bit. There we go, Jack. Right. Quick clean of my fingers and my. Do I have? I do. Brass brush from the pound shop and a quick rub over, and that is the huge hole in the bottom of the TIE Fighter. As I said, the reason I tend to do it is I've done quite a few and I'm used to it. Also at this stage, if you've broke your TIE Fighter, fixing the wings back on, as well as fixing the base in. So that goes into about there, which I'm quite happy with. From the front it looks okay, and I'll try and pull it back out. It's not going to have it. So pliers, cutters even. Managed to get itself stuck. There we go. So again, before I put it in, got my nail. I've tried old semi-worn out ones. While it will stop it biting as much, it tends to make a bit of a mess of the side. Having, I don't know if I can get this on camera. There you go. If you look at that, it's quite a nice smooth side to it. It's recessed and it becomes practically an interference fit. So I only have to put a small amount of super glue around the outside, and then I tend to use it. I don't know where my good ruler is today, and then just use that. Push it in and it goes somewhat flush, so you can either leave it as it is, so looking at it from the front it looks like that. When it's on its stand it looks like that. So that's a quick way of rescuing broken ships we also have Mr. Lambda. He looks like, I believe this belonged to Mr. Lebo. We picked up some ships from him the weekend, and it had the modification done. He didn't give me the base for it though. So we have a huge base. These are from the Epic ships with the fins on them. And so again, this is going to be slightly different. We're going to use a big ball, and we don't have any way of just pushing it on there and getting it to work. So if I remember rightly, at that point there, if I snip it off 4 ways, that's perfect for there. But what I also do now is snip down, fire it around the room a little way on each one of the prongs or one of the veins. I'm glad I've got glasses now. Top bit level. And that can then sit on there. Some angles. Just need a little bit more of that one. Right. Now that needs to fit onto there without falling off. We go to our magical stuff that I've probably got none of laid around. You never have stuff when you want it. Got the magical stuff called green stuff. So a quick chunk of it, so about that much. Sorry, about that much. Usual rules of green stuff. You can feel down the centre. So right down the centre where the two-part, it's epoxy sculpting compound, modelling compound. So you mix both parts together, and overnight it goes quite hard. People actually sculpt minis out of it. It can be done for repairs of models. But what you have is this section here, right down the middle. They've been sat together for some time, and they will have already gone off. So there'll be a lump down the centre of that. You can feel it as you're moulding it. It is already off. So you don't want that because it's not going to be smooth. And then having wet hands means the green stuff doesn't stick to you. I don't know if it's poisonous or not, but I've done this for years and I'm still here. Slightly loopy, but so this should get me there. So in the captive nut. You just keep filling, keep pushing it in as much as you can get in. Bit like that. So it's full, and then stand it up, make sure you get it level. You're going to have bits hanging down like that, so you can just push something flat across it, and there should be 4 bits, one in each of the alcoves where it's splurged over. Quite easily just scrape it off. There we go. And that will overnight go hard. And once on the base, once it's back onto the base, the lander is quite happily sat to go at angles that way, up, down, and it's all happy again. And it looks quite menacing, sat up on the high base like that. Might have to paint that one up. And then if you've got spare milliput or whatever it is, what I tend to do is when I've got character bases, they need a bit of weight in the bottom, so what I'll do is any spare milliput, green stuff, I'll just squash into the bottom of it base to give it a bit of added weight. That gives it a bit of heft, and leave that to go off. You can also prod that to see when that's dry, so you can paint the base itself. What else have we got? Should we go for the giveaway? I could sit and do ships all night. Right. Let's go back to the main view. So, as I was saying, eyes. Nah. We had Nerf at the weekend, run by Carl, judged by myself, THBD and John, formerly known as Will Pinter from over at Element, Tim on the computer, and various other members of staff helping all over the place. We also had FREDJI doing the raffle tickets. John and Michaela from Cogger 2, they were doing the raffle tickets as well. It was great to. I spent a lot of Saturday with John and Michaela. It was a cracking day. But sorry, I was judging all day. And we got swag bags. I shall, if I can remember rightly, in the swag bag we got a set of Nerf herder tokens. Let's see if I can get a bit better close up of this. bit ugly. So there we go. So set Nerf herder tokens. Set the camera a bit so we can see it. These are 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3. Everyone that turned up on the day got a set of them in the swag bag. They are absolutely fantastic. I love them a bit. And unfortunately, they're not in the giveaway. We'll see if Cal has any spares. We have collision. They were not. They were borrowed. Someone borrowed collision detector. Is it Arfon? Arfon. We got the amazing Fenrao. I'm gonna have to lift this up again. Card from Cloud City Radio. This is their patron card, and for friends of the channel. So we got that by Lebo, Cloud City Radio. If you haven't listened to any of their stuff or seen any of their stuff, get yourself over there. He's absolutely fantastic. But don't tell him I said that. And I'm trying to find. We got the Chewbacca card, which was for Nerf herder, and that is fantastic. I did get a couple of them, so I might be able to give one of them away. Not today though. We got another Nerf herder card that was given away by Ashley Taylor, and it's Ashley actually as the pilot, Countess Riad. And there's a charity event next weekend or the weekend after in aid of Ashley's charity. So if anyone's on the groups and see anything, not sure there's tickets left, but that's over at Warlords. So if you're interested in that, that's a card that's just come out. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these 5 came in the swag bag. So the other bits were handouts. So in the swag bag there was the target locks, there was the IG88 card, which is last year's winner, some simian bloke that I think I beat him last time we were at Element, can't remember. So it's basically IG lost his head, Simeon's lost his head, and they've swapped them over. Great piece of artwork. So we all got one of them. We all got the cartoon Darth Vader, which is fantastic. I love that. That's the one I'm going to be using for my Darth. Not that I'm going to run Darth, unless he gets a decimator. And the third one was Lando Calrissian. We also, he says looking for it, got a set of Force tokens in red, unpainted as yet. So a quick airbrush job on them, and they'll be quite smart. We also got a 1 forward template, 2.0 compatible. I don't know where mine's gone. That came in the box. Is that it? Nope. But Carl got the TO's a gold version instead of a black version, so we got a gorgeous shiny gold Nerf herder with a vengeance. 1 forward. I'm going to treasure that. That's apps. It's fantastic. The gold on it. Yeah. And what else was there? I can't remember because I've actually opened mine and it's gone all over. So I think that was it for the swag bag. But if you bought tickets, they're not chili red, I'm afraid. They are just a plain red, Jack. Had a good chat with Cogger2 over the weekend, and as I said, that there is plans. They have got loads of the matte colours. So if anyone wants anything really special, ask to see the frosted range. Sorry, John. John loves cutting the frosted range stuff. I know it's damned expensive as well, so expect it to be a bit of a premium. So when we bought raffle tickets on the day, we got more cards. For every £5 spent, you could choose one of 5 cards. So the 5 cards were Han Solo Gunner. I'll keep the best to last. Boba Fett crew. C-3PO crew. And then the good 2. There was First Order Captain Phasma and Meg. Carl has most of these done in Family Guy, has from the first Nerf Order. There's just different ones each time. And then Grand Moff Tarkin, with Vader in there as well. So we got those 5 for just buying raffle tickets. So £25 worth of raffle tickets got me one of each. If you'd seen the tables of the raffle prizes, there was 3 tables just covered. Some of the benches where it had all overflown onto, we'd had to start putting it onto there. And then there was another table full of all of the stuff for auction. There was a lot of charity on the day, people bidding and people buying the tickets, but there was even before the event had even started, the charity out there giving prizes, giving basically donations of Star Wars stuff. It was fantastic. There was pops, there was cards, there was cards galore. There must have been about 100 different promo cards that people had donated. There was range rulers, templates. Cogger2 did all of the trophies. Matt Whittam did a couple of sets of templates. There was painted ships by Rasta. There was light up ships by K Industries, not Key Industries. I think Key Industries sounds better, mate. Which, before he says in the chat, I didn't break. It was broke when I picked it up. But thank you very much for fixing that for him. So today, what we are going to do is I'm going to give away my full set of the raffle cards. One of my full sets of the raffle cards. Others may be done later. To a random person who puts Nerf Herder in the comments. Put Nerf Herder in the comments, and you'll get entered into a draw for next Wednesday. And we will do it hopefully live on air again. We'll give you a chance to win these. Also, I'd like to announce that ProTech are going to be doing the after sales. So any of the cards that were left over, the printed ones, not the ones that people donated. So I believe there's a lot of these, and I think things like the Darth Vader and Lando. I think the IG one was pretty much gone by the end of the weekend. There wasn't many left. So we've got a handful of Lando cards, handful of Darth Vader cards. They'll be going up in the store and basically every penny that you spend buying these will go to either this year's Nerf Herder charity, or it will go into the pool for next year's Nerf Herder charity, depending on if you buy them now or 6 months from now. We'll have everything up there, and I'll set it all up so Carl gets the money straight from them. We did it last year, and we got quite a bit more money extra afterwards, and we're sending stuff out every day. We do post every day, so it's not a big deal for us, where obviously Carl is a full-time police officer, so him posting every day and getting stuff out to use a lot can be a bit chore. It doesn't change my day any. We quickly throw a couple into an envelope and they go out with the rest of our store's products. So we're going to start doing that soon. And right, the question asked, and this is going to be interesting, was, do you have any idea who donated their 2015 Store Champs trophy? Someone was properly disgusted at winning that. From K. Right, the person that donated it was me. I can't tell a lie. It wasn't one that I won. It was in the bottom of someone's collection when they basically upheaved through everything and said they weren't going to go to 2.0. We took all of the stuff as a trade-in against a load of Magic cards. So they've gone to a cheaper a cheaper hobby of Magic the Gathering. So they gave us all of the stuff that they'd won over the last few years, including their 2015 store trophy. By the way, he was an Imperial player, so he really didn't like it, mate. So that's where it came from. We donated it with a lot of other stuff. It's just one of those things. Some people... No, well, someone had got rid of it after winning it, mate. But they got rid of the whole kit and caboodle. The whole lot was gone. They weren't happy about X-Wing moving to 2.0, unfortunately. Of which I'm playing it. I'm not of the disposition yet that I'm 100% sold on it, because my decimators still don't work. If anyone can come up with anything really good, really sustainable as a decimator list, I'd love to hear it. Please. And if not, FFG, can we have some nice new shiny bits for the decimators, please? Right, what I've got is, I know some of you saw us doing quick bits on it last week, and I did a quick thing on it. I'm going to see if I can get a good picture of it up here. Main desk. So, no, I think we're going to have to go to main face and do it from there. No, God, is it going to be? It is. It's going to have to be on that one. Sorry. So, yeah, it works okay. This is the Imperial version of what I was doing earlier. There's not much difference between painting this and painting the Imperial version. But you can see what I was on about with the snow. We'll put that over there. Nicely pointed out. So, putting that down slightly for a second and going back to this one should have some lines in it, which is starting to dry up. So, there we go. One line that I'd forgot. Two line, and then you just drop some ink down it later. The interesting one is 3 and 4. That gives the lines for the game to be played. I had forgotten about that. Declog the lines. And then it is actually starting to dry quite nicely, that, as you can see. Jack, we've got the line which is slightly showing up now of where people have been stood. So you've got the standing area, bits and pieces around the back, and then the front. Look, even got footprints where they've been setting it up. I'm actually quite impressed with that. So yeah, this is it's a commission for someone. We'll be doing a spinny round in the box version of it so everyone can see it. We've got, this is the Screaming Skull that we're on about, washed with black, brown boot, white. The white's all done in my usual technique of sprayed white, washed with a diluted nullin, dry brushed white, and then all the detail done. The black, sorry, the gun and the crate, and all of the supply line, sprayed black at the same time as the base. Dry brush silver, Necron compound, quick going over with Nullin oil after that to get some of the recesses to allow the silver bits to truly pop. Another quick after that, a very light dry brush with Necron compound again, using a very soft brush. I actually used the makeup brush, one of my favourite brushes now, which is the Elf Contour fluffy brush. You can load that up and literally just rub it backwards and forwards over it for ages. You could, in doing the top to get that sort of just catching the top bits and not anything else, it was probably about 100 brushes backwards and forwards just to build the paint up. And then if you can see closely, we've got the 3 buttons, a red, blue and a green, and then the snow, right, or melted snow, just dotted around the place. And then I still need to touch up the rim. There's a couple of bits on the rim that I've just noticed are a bit snotty, so I'll get them touched up and then that'll be good to go with his other one. I bought 6 from eBay or Amazon, but people that I know have said that, oh god, I can't remember the name of the beauty product shop. Superdrug, possibly. I'm sure Superdrug is the company that does the elf brushes. As I said, they're absolutely brilliant. It does take time to use them, but even then it's still quite a good result for the time spent. So I'll quickly show you I'm going to do this one slightly different. So as I've explained before, a bit bright on the I have Nullin oil measured with Lamium media. So this is 25% Nullin oil to yeah, 75% lamium, so it's like a 3-to-1 mix. It's very runny, but it also doesn't stick that much to the high surfaces. But what I'm going to do is Agrax Earth Shade, and that is just my pure pot. Using my Broken Toad. I'm hoping Broken Toad are going to have some of these back in soon. And the glasses. So, where the legs are, take the brown colour, just give them a wash in the brown. So I've stuck them back onto my spray stick, just so I've got, I'd show you what the spray stick was, but I would get shouted at. They will fill up and sort themselves out. So, the Agrax off, null and oil opened. So, again, it's just a quick dabble over with the null and oil. It gives the mucky look that I prefer with matte miniatures. It's not everyone's cup of tea. It's just the way we paint them, or I paint them, just to give that. I don't know, I don't like my miniatures brand spanking new, just come out the packet when they've been in a battlefield for what could be 6-12 months. Not everyone has access to cleaning the kit day in, day out. It just adds a bit more realism to the model. So under that. And then let's get the exposure down a bit, because that's way too bright for them. That will settle in the recesses and leave them stood up and just behind. So what I would usually do now is obviously leave them to dry for a good couple of hours, make sure it's fully dry, then using FREDJI white from GW, dry brush white, and my makeup brushes, give them a good dry brush to get some of the detail back. Paying attention to things like on these fellas, the domes of the helmets, the sun's above them, so that's going to catch. The shoulder pads should be a little bit brighter than what's down underneath them, so they get a little bit extra dry brushing over them. Just imagine where the light's coming from and the light's hitting them. And that's the... yeah, they're working all right. Obviously, once these are dry, the dry brush, you do the dry brush first, because if you do the dry brush, so if you do the detail and then the dry brush, you're blanking a lot of the detail out. So if you do the dry brush and then the detail over at the top of it, it doesn't matter if you go in between the lines, sort of thing. Ooh. A Y-wing. Someone's painted the top yellow, bright yellow. I'm going to quickly do a base for this one. One sat here. Y-wing slightly different. It's just going to sit about there. No real need to cut any of this out. Sorry for bouncing backwards and forwards between different jobs, but this really is how my days. I'll paint them, sit them to dry, paint the base, let that dry, then I'll go and jump onto something else, like back to a ship that needs a base fitting. And that little fella ready. Okay. And again, on this one you've got to fill some of the gaps, so a decent blob of super glue in the middle of it all, just so it's slightly raised above there. And then that fella sits on. Push it into place. Magic stuff. Just make sure you've got it in the right place before spraying that, because that does set it pretty much. There we go. And quickly do one of these. So on a day-to-day basis, while I'm pressed for time and doing work, I will tend to have, as you can probably see at the moment, so 5, 6, 7 ties, Z95, Defender, Punisher, the couple that I've done tonight, they're all sat there waiting for repair, so when I've got a couple of seconds in between washes, I'll just quickly drop onto one of them and push them forward, get them done, and we can drop them onto eBay as magnetic ones, or if I have extra time, I can then just using the cutters as pliers. There we go. So we can do one of two things. We can sell that as an original sculpt, ready to fly, magnetized Y-wing. Or I can spend a bit of time and paint it up. But some people just want the original paintwork, but they like the idea of the magnetism. So I don't mind doing that for people. Oops. As I say, I've not found anything on par with Gorilla Glue for the quality. It's for certain jobs I'll use the cheap pound shop tubs where I'm using a lot of it, like for certain basing jobs and stuff like that. But for stuff like this where the quality really does matter, I tend to use the good stuff. So Z95. Going to half again. The Z95. It looks as though the peg's fallen out completely. There is no peg there at all. I don't know if I can get a good close up of that. Unfortunately. So, pair of cutters. Across there, I'm saying getting it flat, it's actually still quite raised. So, just cut the base bit off. Level. Always dry fit one beforehand, so put it on, see if it's where you want it to be. If not, like that isn't. Give it another quick. Safety and cutting away from yourself. And there we have it. So again, I'm going to have to be noisy. There. Give the magnet a bit of a roughing up, and then let it jump onto the cutters. Super glue. Quite a chunk of super glue. Sorry. Get that set. And then it's level, and then quick spray. Doesn't take much, and what it does, it just accelerates it, makes it go off pretty quick. It also means that the outer coat where you've done it actually goes off straight away, and it means that it's not moving about as much. Some of the glue on the inside might still be a bit soft, but the outer holds everything in place. And then again with the nut spinner, a pair of cutters. Screw the dome nut down there. And 95 on the base. Yeah, that's never going to end well. And So again, just stops you from wasting a ship. The defender, I personally, again, I do drill the defenders all the way out. Yeah, that needs a bit of Dremel first to get the pilot hole in. I'm not going to embarrass myself and knock the wings off another one. I've done well tonight. I've done a tie, the lambda. I've not managed to break any wings tonight, so even Jack's going to be proud of me. The other thing is, we do the kits. We do these ready done. So if you don't feel confident making them, or you don't feel confident finding all the bits and pieces, some of these bits came from China. I know the magnets we tend to buy in bulk from China. Dome nuts, hit and miss where we get them from. There is a few places. So we do sell that kit. So you get a base, a stand, sorry, base, 2 pegs with the dome nut fitted and 1 magnet to put on your ship. I think there were 4 or 5 quid. Which I think we do the bases for a couple of quid each, so it's a couple more quid for the magnet and stuff like that. Or we're going to start selling ships that have lost their way, been fixed. And we're going to start putting them up on ProTech painting soon as one-offs, just to get these ships loved again, rather than just being sat in a box. I've probably got enough ships to do this sort of stuff with till we catch up to the next millennium. It's a box that I'm not proud of. I'm not going to get it. It's where all the junk lives. I think Kay's seen it a couple of times. I might start dragging stuff out of there to do quick builds and put stuff backwards and put stuff together. There's a lot of people are doing a lot of modified ships now. There's some really nice stuff out there. There's stuff that people are putting up on the Facebook groups, part done, that when they're done they're going to be fantastic. Oh, I did the T70 as well. Yes, the Bucket of Doom. The ship. Should I get an example out and show what's in the Bucket of Doom? Doesn't look as bad at the moment. So, if you can see that, that is the Bucket of Doom. So the things that we have in it, we have a raider that's, I don't know how the wings fell off that. We have another, these make good clubs. Clubs are door wedges. Another raider that the wings fell off. I think the Imperial shipyards need to be talked to, because the amount of these that the wings keep falling off is ridiculous. We've got a white tantive that's had a couple of no idea. It's got bits missing all over, so maybe it's a bit of a job. We have a Gazanti base, that and a Gazanti. That's that bit from. I'm going to click to the big screen because it's. So yeah, that's the bottom of a Gazant. What's wrong with that one? So we've got it's been glued, so obviously we can't sell it as a new product, so it goes into the box of shame. I'll be honest with you, there's a couple of Falcons in here that there's nothing wrong with. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 perfectly good Falcons that have managed to, don't know, 6. Oh no. So 6 Falcons that are perfectly fine. We have a white Falcon. I've got no idea what I was doing with that, but I do remember painting it white, which is strange. We have a blue Falcon, which was a test run for a blue paint. It's a very vibrant blue. I might actually have a play around with that one again. The base. Some wing things. These are the underwings from underneath the Raiders. I think this was when I did Twiggy's project. We had nowhere to put these, so I've got a couple of spare there. They look like interceptor wings, so I could do an interceptor on steroids. Mr. Christian's ghost that TBP and Ken and someone else managed to snap between them and then return it to Steve Christian. I keep meaning to magnetize it. There's one of the prototypes that we used for Twiggy's Raider winged Lancers. There's a Lancer that I'm not sure, it's covered in, I think that just came in. We have a hex patterned, I don't know if you can see it under the close cam, but that yellow camouflage is actually a hex camouflage pattern, done in a yellow with a blue rinse over it for old people. Back half of a Gazanti, top part of a Gazanti is probably a full Gazanti. There is a wing from a Upsilon, and then the other half. These Upsilons were very, very weak, especially with them opening and closing. Hey, look at that, fixed it. IR professional. And then something that was only just mentioned again this weekend. There is 2 furry Falcons. I don't know where the third one is. I know one went to Nerf 2 years ago, and Mr. Bryant now owns it. Then the better version that Ken owns was done by Rastamus Painting. That is a phenomenal piece of kit. There is base bits and stuff like that. So, as you'll probably be quite impressed, okay, that's quite empty, so to speak. But last month I made a drawer of Doom. So in the drawer of Doom is all the small ships that are broken and some bigger ones. So if anyone fancies seeing something done with these, convert it into a flask. Yeah, a decimator. No, decimator's too thin. So I have a magnetized Reaper. a very heavily tested. We've done a lot of test coats on that, and it's quite heavily painted. We have a fire spray in that blue. We have a jump master in the blue. Right, you can see it under the. We'll go back to the close cam for the small stuff. So that's a horrible sight. So a K-wing without its guns. A B-wing with a gun missing. Oh look, there's Bumpy Vader. Yep, that's in there as well. For some reason, I've got broken peg on that one. Let's have a wider angled shot, just so. So that's perfectly fine. I don't know why that one's in there, but it'll get converted. It'll probably be put there for a conversion. There's one with a peg missing. Probably to do the tank buster conversions, putting the wings from them on. That I've done a couple. They look amazing. So I've probably put. So there's one K-wing, one of them. There's a K-wing with an angled stalk on it. Again, I think this was one of our early ways of doing the stalks. Just drill a hole at an angle, stick it in. Z95s, part painted. Cath Scarlet. That's why it's in there, because it's broken. A magnetized Jumpmaster in one of our blacks. It's like a really sooty black. Camouflage Reaper. That's a Cath Scarlet-esque one done in. I can't remember what. I think that's the Forge World Red. I had to get Forge World Red now. Arc 170 in some goldy colour. There's a broken dash, peg broken again. Seems to be a common thing. This was a dash that someone got sent to them that didn't have the back part on, and it's actually been washed and the back part has never been fitted. So it's, yeah, that's ripe for conversions. Test silver power panel, another K-wing, A-wing, Z95, T70, magnetized. I'll keep that out. An FO, perfectly fine FO. Y-wing, Z95 with a wing gun missing. A Hawk with. It's missing its side wings. That's interesting. All kinds of Y-wings. They were my gold squadron Y-wings from my cheese squadron, flying cheese, that some of my teammates called it. Definitely one wing missing. Poor interceptor. R2-D2's tie advanced. They look like 3D printed or resin cast. Yeah, I remember where they came from. Resin cast Cylon and Raiders. Z95. B-wing with a gun missing. T65 in the red and black. Another snapped Defender. Not as snapped as that Defender. Yeah, I've got no idea where the wings have gone for that one. Probroid. Imperial Assault. Green Squadron. That nearly got finished as well. Another Arc 170. Stealth Arc. I think that's what that was going to be. Bit moving. That's. I think that belongs. Yeah, I know that is. Sorry, Josh. Some nicely painted skicks. Not by us. I think they were just trade-ins that never got to the sale. Kirax, perfect condition. One careful lady owner. A brighter gold squadron. Again, a test of paints, I think. Again, yeah, they do multiply. I've got more Z95s than I know what to do with. It's like TIE fighters. They do the same. I think I've got TIE fighters, yeah, multiplying in the draw. So them Z95s. Quad jumper. This quad jumper turned up like that. There was quite a bit missing from that one. Either that's the same one or I didn't manage to finish 2 of them off, which is pretty bad going of me. Oh, there's some wings. So this is the draw of shame to go with the bucket of shame to do some conversions. If you can think of anything, I'll have a word with Jack, see if he can come up with anything when I see him at Beanie's next. I don't know, something. I'm not a fan of uglies, so I'd like something that would be possible. Something. We've just listed a load. I don't know if we've listed any skicks in there, but we've just listed a load on eBay. We've just done a massive stock uptake after this weekend. There was I think we picked up 5 or 6 lots while we were down at Nerf Herder. So there's a load of ships just gone into the shop today and yesterday. I don't think many have sold, but yeah, I'll just drop us a message. I'll dig through and find out what good ones we've got. So, jumping back to the cards that I've seemed to have lost. Not that one, not that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, for this week, if you want these 5 cards, which is Grand Moff Tarkin, Captain Phasma, C-3PO, Boba Fett, and Han Solo, I'd appreciate a subscribe. Not saying you have to, but I'd appreciate a subscribe on the channel, and post in the comments section on this video when it goes live of Nerf Herder, or hashtag Nerf Herder, or I love Nerf Herder. As long as you put Nerf Herder in there, I'll enter you into the draw, and the winner gets all 5, not 5 separate ones. We're doing all 5 to one winner. I've got plenty of bits and pieces coming over the next couple of weeks to offer out as prizes. There's going to be some Bubblicious Chewies. I've got some. I've got a couple of spare Cloud City Fenrir hours. Collision detectors. Who wants a collision detector? And some other bits and pieces we've got coming through. So subscribe, like, comment Nerf Herder, anything along those lines, I'd appreciate it. And they could be yours. I know most of you, a lot of you, well, at least 130 plus of you have already got these already, but I know there was a lot of people couldn't actually make it to Nerf Herder this year. Here's your chance. Try and bag yourself a set. I might do some more sets. I've got another one myself, and no, I'm keeping the Phasma. Keeping the Phasma and the Tarkin. The other ones, I'll probably do them at some point as well. So, thank you everyone for sitting with me for 2 hours and babbling and chatting ship. Looking forward to the next 2 sets coming out. I hope it's before Christmas. I can do some box openings and share some pictures and stuff with you all. Also, we're starting to do bits and pieces with Keyforge. If anyone hasn't seen Keyforge yet, it's worth a check out. We're selling decks and stuff from that over on the shop now. Lots of exciting stuff coming up for us. I've got Beanie Games is 40k narrative campaign this weekend on the Sunday. Really looking forward to that. We do that every month, every 3 months. There's the release events this weekend for Keyforge with some nice shiny cards involved. I think I'm playing in one on the Saturday. And the week after that, we have Beanie's second in the series of Kill Team events. Enjoying Kill Team as well. There's just not enough hours in the day. I need to paint a Kill Team. I need to paint other stuff. I need to paint stuff for people. But I need to paint an army as well for the weekend. Oh no, my army's painted thanks to Ben. So I'm going to wrap it up there. It was great seeing you all last weekend. Great having you along for the ride today. And thank you very much. See you next week.